Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Hey, listen to me now. I'm still under the weather, so I can't talk for too long. And son got a soccer game tonight, so we getting ready to go in there. But listen to me, I wanted to talk to you about this, and this to the lady just because I'm a man, and so I understand men better than I understand women. And so I know what a real man is because I'm a man. I don't know fully what a real woman is and everything that look like. So that's why a lot of times people say, well, why you make videos for women or to women? And it's because I'm a man. So I'm talking about men, and that's what I understand best. So understand that right there first. And touching over. Now, the other thing I want you to think about, I would love to be able to prop this here phone up like this right here so I ain't got to be holding it, but it's probably gonna slip and fall. I ain't got the case on it. Now, the other thing I would love for you to be mindful of is the man you choose. And this is the biggest mistake that I see women make. This the biggest mistake I see women make because, see, women get caught up in picking a man that is what you think, that what a woman think is sexy, what a woman think is cool, what a woman think is tough, what a woman think is a bad boy, what a woman think is masculine. And typically it's all misguided. It's all misguided because what most women don't understand is that men are naturally very insecure. A man is insecure, and what a lot of men do is put on this bravado, this machismo, and try to pretend and try to be something that he's not. And we try to look like something we're not. And we want to poke our chests out, and we want to talk tough, and we want to put on this turtle shell, and we want to look tough and act tough to make a woman think that she is secure with us. But it's the men who just go about their business. They ain't trying to argue. They ain't trying to talk tough. They ain't trying to act tough. They ain't trying to walk tough. They ain't trying to look tough. They just about their business. They mind their business. They probably quiet and locked in, focused. A lot of times those are seen as the nice boys, the good guys, and women will overlook those men. And if you notice, a lot of women, I done had so many women that have hired me for coaching. Y'all thought that was going somewhere else when I said I done had so many women. And it'll be a nurse, a doctor, a school teacher, an accountant, insurance agent, HR professional. And they hire me about relationships. And I'm like, so tell me about the guy, you know. And they come out, so what does he do for a living? Well, I really don't know. You with that man and you don't know what that man do for a living. You sleeping with that man and you don't know how that man make. Well, I just don't ask too many questions. Cause now here she go with a ride or die. Here they go when they with the ride or die act, and they can't say nothing because they don't know if the phone tapped. They don't want to get nothing away. Well, I say, well, does he sell drugs? Now, you know me, I'm gonna get right to it now. Do he sell drugs or do scamming? Cause when they be all that, I don't know what he do. It's like, if your man is accountant, you know all about that and you know that. But when you go to holler about, well, I really don't understand or know how he make money. He says he does real estate. If a man do real estate, he taking you to every property, every piece of land. He walking you through every inch of that real estate. If that's what a man does, a man gonna show off by his money now. If you don't know what that man do, it's fraud. Meaning it's illegal. And I will talk to women who have gone to school, got a degree, dedicated themselves, locked in and focused, and they got a dope boy for a boyfriend. They got a scammer for a boyfriend. And I'm like, how in the world You got all this sense. You done got a degree. You done got all of this. And you choose a man who is doing illegal activity. Do you know you're going to lose your job? You're going to lose your license. Do you know this man going to drive you into a ditch with him? Because that's where he going. This is not a man. This is not a grown boy. So listen to me. You have to remember that love is a moral act. So if a man's morals are out of whack, his love will be out of whack. You cannot choose to procreate with a man who is on drugs. Weed is a drug. And eventually it's going to get the best of him. He might have it all under control right now. Eventually it's going to get the best of him. And if it don't take him down mentally, he's just going to get caught with it, get arrested, got to go to jail. You cannot procreate, which I don't know if that means reproduce, but it sounds good, so we're going to use it, with a man who does any kind of drug. You cannot procreate with a man who has any form of addiction. Gambling, smoking, drinking, Angela, you cannot. If a man curse people out, he cursing out a waiter, he cutting people off on traffic, he pulling guns. If a man's still in the club, you have to evaluate this man. And you got to ask yourself, if you don't already have a son, ask yourself, would I want my son to grow up and be just like this man? If the answer is no, close your legs and run. That's your problem. If you are sleeping with a man that you would not want your son to be exactly like, you about to make a mistake, because you finna have kids with a man who won't know how to be a father. And then you're gonna look up and be scratching your head. Oh, how could he act like this? What you mean? He smoked like a chimney, drank like a fish, cursed like a sailor, clubbed like he owned it. What you mean? How can he act like this? He do scamming, fraud, drug dealing, stealing. What you mean? How can he be such a horrible father? He's a horrible man. He ain't got no character. He ain't got no integrity. He ain't got no self-respect. He ain't got no self-love. But because he act tough, because he talk tough, because you think he handsome, or because he got money, or because he got a name in the community, because he got status, because he look good, because of this, because of that, you want to sleep with him. You slept with him for the wrong reason. You slept with him for the money, because he got money. You slept with him because you thought he's sexy. You slept with him because you thought he swaggy. You slept with him because you thought he the man about town that everybody know and love and respect. And you slept with him for his title. You have to look at this man's character. Guess what? I got a coaching call tonight, but my son got a game at 6 o'clock. My coaching call 7:30, but I'm in the sprinter. So after the game, it's going to be about 7 or 7:30. We got to get in the sprinter, and I got to drive home an hour to an hour and a half. So I ain't going to get home to about 9:30. My call from 7:30 to 8:30. So you know what I had to do? I had to have an email sent out that say, hey, Mr. Gaskins need to reschedule the call until tomorrow or issue a refund. If I issue a refund, that's going to be $400 that done already come out of the account and gone to work. Done paid a bill. It'll have to be reversed to refund the client if the client want a refund, because my son game come first. I would route, so my son game, it costs $6 to get in here. If my client asks for a refund, my son game gonna cost me $406. That's what you pay to see a pro player in a nosebleed seat, and sometimes a decent seat, depending on the team. So if the client asks for a refund, which the client has a right to, because when I set these dates, this time would be practice, but that was with his club team. Now he with the high school team, and the club team on break, so I got to go in and change my dates. But they play sometime Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So at any given time, it could be a conflict of interest, and I would have to refund that session. And if my session's booked up through December, and if a game land on each one of them sessions, I'm going to have to be asking to reschedule or to refund. You see what I'm saying? And I share that to say, if you meet a man and all he care about is money, all he care about is grinding, all he care about is business, and he don't prioritize and find balance, then you can't expect him to be a good father when you have kids with him, because he showed you, he gave you his butt to kiss to chase a dollar, and he couldn't find a way to make a dollar inside of a certain amount of hours and then give you time in them other hours, the other 16 hours of the day. So now when you have a child from him, why you mad that all he do is work, work, work? Then that's what he was doing when you was sleeping with him. You see what I'm saying? You have to look at this man differently. Stop letting your ovaries do all the talking to you. Stop letting your little thing get you in trouble, and you wanna feel something, you wanna be in you something. Stop letting that get you in trouble. And look at this man objectively and say, okay, what does his habits say about him? What does his priorities say about him? What does his character say about him? What does his integrity say about him? And I don't understand how women equate a man who is addicted to a drug and assume that he could be addicted to marijuana and gonna be a good father. I don't see how women can equate that a man who's gonna be addicted to alcohol, addicted to gambling, addicted to pornography, addicted to masturbation, gonna be a good father and a good husband. I don't understand that. That makes absolutely no sense to me. And maybe that's why I got to do these videos, because a woman come to me, oh, he doing this, oh, he doing that. I said, let me ask you a question. Do he smoke weed? Yeah. So what? Well, it's about legal. It's legal in a lot of states, and it's God's green earth, and everything from God's green earth. Cocaine up God's green earth. They make that from baking powder and plants and however else they making it. It's on God's green earth. So is PCP and angel dust and everything else. This world so lost, they try to normalize stuff. But if it was healthy for you, then it would have never been illegal. If it was healthy for you, then we'll be giving it to our kids. If it was healthy for you, then we'll smoke it with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It is a drug. Let me ask you, do we get drunk? Yeah, like every week with his friends when they go out to the club. Oh, he still go to the club? Oh, let me ask you, do he play video games? Is he over the age of 30 and he play video games? Yeah. How long do he play the game? Sometimes 4 hours a day. Sometimes 8 hours on the weekend. So let me ask you, where did you think addiction fit in with responsibility? that don't go together. That's the opposite of each other. They at war with each other. So why you gave your ovaries to a man that you know got an addiction, to a man that you know in an illegal lifestyle, to a man that you know got a temper, to a man that you know ignorant, to a man that you know don't want no help, don't want no life coach, don't want to go to a seminar, don't want to read a book? Why you gave your ovaries to a man who got an attitude problem, who cuss you out? Come on now, we got to do better. So look at this man and say, is this man a beacon of responsibility, of trustworthiness, of promptliness, timeliness? Come on now. Hey, I got to go. Voice giving out on me. God bless you. But hey, listen to this 3 more times. Listen to this 3 more times. Get your whole hour in and get this in your spirit. And listen, use common sense. Use common sense. And then sometimes you got to ask yourself a different question. Ask yourself this. Do I want my son to play video games 4 hours a day? Do I want my son to smoke weed every day? Do I want my son to get drunk and then drive home from the club? Do I want my son to sell drugs or to do credit card or tax fraud? Do I want my son to yell and curse people out? Do I want my son to have a temper? Do I want my son to wear his pants sagging off his butt? Do I want my son to still have a mouthful of gold teeth or be putting gold teeth in his mouth? Do I want my son to be over the age of 25 and still getting new tattoos that don't serve a purpose, that have no real meaning? Do I want my son? Ask yourself the questions and look at it like you asking about your son. And if you wouldn't want your son to do those things, then you shouldn't want your husband to do those things, because you want a man that you would like to see raised, meaning you want this man to be the adult version of a properly and well-raised young man. So if you wouldn't want your son doing these things, then why you giving your body to a man who doing these things? Come on now. Come on now. Listen, somebody, please, if you work at Facebook, you work at Microsoft, if you bump into Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg, tell them about me. Because you know what I'm finna do? You know what I'm trying to do? This is what I'm Lord working on. And I don't like asking people for nothing, so I got to earn it. We probably could crowdfund it if we wanted to. I want to create a network that will be a channel on every major cable provider. You got Comcast, you got Spectrum, Verizon, all the different cable. I want to create a network that's on them. You know how when you go into the hundreds and all of that, got this little network called IWP, but they got a channel. And it's like, who is y'all? How y'all get this channel? And if you work in that space in TV and media and production, and you could do the research to figure out how to get a network and how to get it on cable, meaning this your industry. I ain't talking about you doing something else and you want to come do this. No, I'm talking about this your industry, or you know somebody in this industry. Then taking and let me know, and I'll make you the chairman or the director of the network. And I just need the paperwork. I need to figure out the paperwork, and I need to figure out what it costs. What it costs to have your network on the cable providers. And then I get the money. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this kind of programming on these channels, on this network. This is common sense stuff. And if this could be put on TV And you got to ask yourself, it's like BET, do you want to help people? VH1, do you want to help people? Why you don't have, but you know what? They got to be politically correct. So if you want to take something up your booty hole, then they can't tell you otherwise. No, hey, what you want to put up there? A bottle? A beer can? Oh, go right ahead. We can't tell you nothing else otherwise. Whatever you want to do. What you want, you want to do this? You want to do, oh, go right ahead. So these networks can't help nobody because they'll get canceled. They worried about being canceled. They worried about offending somebody, and they in it to make money. I don't care nothing about the money. So this network that I do, it'll be like PBS. It'll be a non-profit network. But we got, and then I'll raise millions of dollars to do TV ads. I mean, to do social media ads so that people go and watch the network. Because listen to me, if this right here, what I just said, could be a 15-minute or 20-minute segment on BET that they play. If you work for BET and you know somebody work for BET, tell them just make 30 minutes from 1:30 a.m. to 2 a.m. to put messages like this that is common sense, that's going to save people. If every woman in the world had to watch a video that say, evaluate the man you finna sleep with, and if that is not the type of man you would want your son to grow up and be just like, close your legs and get those stepping. Don't give that man a second a day if that ain't the type of man that you would want your son to be. If he got an addiction or a habit or something that you don't like. Now see, listen to me. This ain't the same thing as a man who don't I gotta forget, a man who don't pick up his plate after he eat. That ain't gonna hurt nobody. A man who don't let the toilet seat down. That ain't gonna hurt nobody. A man who can't change a tire. That ain't gonna hurt nobody. You got AAA for that. But I'm talking about a man who is aggressive. He got a temper. He cursing like a sailor. He smoking like a chimney. He drinking like a fish. He clubbing like a DJ. This one I'm talking about, a man who gambling like a casino. A man who got issues. A man who doing illegal activity. Making money illegal. He taking shortcuts. This the kind of stuff that you run from. Women running from a man who can't dress, but yet he addicted to marijuana. But to get with the man who addicted to marijuana, but unattracted to the man who can't dress. Which one of those gonna hurt your child? A man who can't dress or a man who is a pothead? Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. It can't be that hard. This right here can't be that hard. Listen, this is what I'm asking. This is what I'm asking y'all. I'm begging you. I'm pleading with you. Put me out of business. Put me out of business. Make me have to talk about money, financial literacy. Make me have to talk about entrepreneurship. Make me have to talk about parenting. Make me have to talk about anything other than relationships. Put me out of business. I'm begging you. Put me out of business. Out of the relationship advising business. See, and this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. If you know a woman who is not married but she dating, send this video to her. Don't worry about how she feel. Don't worry about her getting in her feelings. If you know she dating a grown boy, send this video to her. Because that's what you do when you love somebody. If you don't send it to her, then you hate her and you want to see her fail. Oh, she gonna cut me off. So what? So what? She ain't gonna, when she wake up and she listen to it, she gonna come back to you crying. You know what? You loved me and you helped me. Send it to her. Send it to your sister. Send it to your mama. Send it to your cousin. Send it to your coworker. Send it to your boss. Listen to me. We got to help each other. And this is the thing. Do not come on here and be watching the video just for yourself. Send it to every woman in your phone. And don't worry about, oh, you a religious nut. Oh, you want a Tony Gaskins proselytes. Don't worry about that. Help people. That's why we dying, because we don't help each other. We'll get the knowledge and we just save it. A young man just called me. And I'm supposed to go on this channel. The brother who teach on finance, young brother teach on finance, Anthony O'Neill. A lot of people could look at us and see a black man, He talk on relationships a little bit. Y'all gotta forgive me. I talk on relationships a little bit, and they could think we supposed to compete. Do you know, in a 15-minute conversation, I told that man everything I know about online courses. I told him exactly what my online courses earn. I told him what he need to do, what he don't need to do, because he getting ready to get into it. And then he told me he's working on a project. The project he told me he working on, I'm working on the same exact project. So after that, I text him and I say, bro, I'm going to change my concept so that we not doing the same thing. You see what I'm saying? That's the kind of person that I am. I want to help people. It ain't no competition, because can't nobody beat me being me. Can't nobody do me. You see what I'm saying? Ain't no competition. So don't just get knowledge for yourself. Help somebody else. Make somebody curse you out for trying to help them. You see what I'm saying? That's what we got to get to. And if you work at BET, and I know you do, because people on the networks be on my channel. Come on now, do something positive. You already doing all this negativity. You already got all this nonsense going on. Put you something positive on there. The way people could look. And now we'll have 1 million women leave a grown boy. And when they leave a grown boy and the grown boy go to another woman, the other woman leave him. And then the woman that accept him, he gonna look at her and be like, you ain't worth nothing. My goodness, you need some help. You need some therapy. Let me show you this video. And then he ain't gonna want her. So then guess what? Now he got to grow. He got to grow. He got to change so he could go back and get the woman who left him. Hey, this Tony Gaskins, my voice about to be gone. I'm under the weather still. God bless you. We'll talk soon.